Okay, this is the Mini CP by Walkera. I'm running a C05 brushless motor in ESC, and I'm using a 240 mAh Hyperion battery. Now, one of the main, flaws that have been reported about this heli is that during hover, there's a constant drift from the tail. I mean, the tail will always go to one side, always basically slowly move to one side while the nose moves to the other side, counterclockwise like this. And so I did something with mine, and it seemed to have fixed it. Mind you, I'm using Mini CP tail rotor. But the thing is some people are reporting also having this issue with the Mini CP, the yaw issue where the tail drifts. So it seems to be, I don't know, my take on it at this point is that it's a transmitter issue. It's not an issue with the heli, because by messing around with the transmitter, I've managed to fix this. And I know some people are using program mix with more or less success. Some people seem to have reported having eliminated the drift on the tail using program mix. Some people have not had great success with it as well. And then for most people, using trims doesn't work. So sub trims or main trim, eventually it doesn't work. Now, what's his name? This guy named Livonia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Livonia Bob, came up with a way to reset the trims on the transmitter. And what it is basically you can bind the heli to the transmitter, move your trims all the way to one side. That could be for both the ailerons and the elevator, also for the rudder, and actually for every trim will work like that. It works with the, I've had to do this before with the throttle, even to reset the throttle trim. So what you do is you bind the heli, you go all the way to one side with the trim, and then you unplug the heli, you turn off the transmitter. Then you turn the transmitter back on, bind the heli, bring your trims back to center, and then you unplug the heli and turn off the transmitter. And this resets the trim. Well, what I'm finding myself now is that if you repeat this cycle 4 or 5 or 6 times, it fixes the yaw. If you do this with the rudder trim, then when you take off, the heli it'll either be like dead steady, or you'll need just a tiny little bit of trim on it, and then it's like the tail stays right there. It won't budge for the whole battery. So this is video 1 of 2 videos. In this video I'll show you what to do, and in the second video I'll show you a flight demonstration. So look, this is very easy. Turn on your transmitter, bind the heli. Important, very important, wait till it binds. The heli is now bound to the transmitter. Now bring your rudder trim all the way to the left. I suppose it could be right as well, but I'm doing it left, works for me. All the way to the left, that's it, I'm done. Now I unplug the heli. Unplug the heli first, that's how I have been doing it, and turn off the transmitter. Okay, now easy, I turn it back on. I bind the heli again. Now I remind you, very important, make sure you wait till it binds before you touch the trims. It's bound. Okay, now I bring my trims right back to the center. I'm in the center, and what I do now is easy. I unplug the heli, turn off the transmitter, and then I'm going to turn the transmitter on, bind the heli, wait till it binds, bring this trim here, rudder trim, all the way to the left again, turn off, unplug, well actually the other way around, unplug the heli, then turn off the transmitter, turn it back on, bind the heli, bring the trim right back to the center, and then unplug the heli, turn off the transmitter, And then after doing that for a few times, once you're turn off the transmitter and you unplug the heli and you turn off the transmitter, and you do it in a cycle where the trims are, basically you finish these cycles when the trims are dead center, right, when you're in the center, not all the way left, then you're basically ready to fly. You just turn on the transmitter, bind the heli, and go fly. At that point, you may need to use a little bit of right trim, but what I'm finding, and it's very, very clear and it's unmistakable, I will show it in a video, is that the trim works, whereas before it didn't. Like, you'd use a bit of trim and it would still drift left slowly, or counterclockwise, and it's not doing it for me anymore. So, and I've had a drift starting on my Mini CP as well, and then I did this on the Mini CP and it also solved it. And additionally, I also had a right drift where the actual aileron would drift right on my Mini CP, and I adjusted the linkage, and then at some point the swash wasn't level, and I was like, well, what's going on? So I just leveled the swash plate, and then I did the same thing I did now with the rudder, but with the aileron the aileron trim, and then it worked. Went to take off, the heli was nice and straight and working just fine. Okay, this is part 1. Just stay tuned for video 2 and flight demonstration.